Muy buenas tardes desde España, pero también tenemos conexión de nuevo con Letonia. Patrisha, labdien.
Oh, you disabled your microphone, Patricia. Turn on the mic.
Labdien!
Lapaka, Patricia, how are you?
How are you?
Good. I'm great. Thank you. Hopefully you're good too.
Yeah. Unai,
Okay, starting this interview, how are you feeling? Are you excited to perform in the Latvian Grand Final?
I'm feeling great. Actually, I'm really enjoying all the process while we're getting ready and preparing all the show and performance. So I'm feeling quite, calm, I would say, because usually I have this feeling of tingliness inside me, which I do have also now, but it's not like a stress of feeling. This time, this feeling is like excitement, and I just want to enjoy this ride with everybody, with my team, and yeah, I just want to enjoy this opportunity that I have.
We cannot be neutral at this time because we did in Spanish an analysis of the songs of Latvian contest, and yours was the favorite for all the Eurorelinchu team. And outside of that, outside of our team, also you are one of the fan favorites with joint with Inspo. I want to ask you how was the feedback after the release of your song in the Latvia for the Latvian fans and for international fans.
Well, firstly, I want to say gracias for the compliments. It means a lot that the song reaches people abroad, and it was like the main goal for me because it's actually my first song in English. Since I was signed as Universal Artist, so it's a big thing for me. It's a next step for me as an artist, and I finally can kind of reach other people all around the world, which is amazing. It's wild actually. And in Latvia, of course, since I haven't previously released any song in English, straight away everybody kind of knew, oh, you're probably gonna participate in Supernova. So but the feedback was really nice, and I'm really thankful. The people were reaching out, and they were so happy, and like I'm really appreciative of everybody who was texting me, writing to me, and listening to the song. It's just for an artist, and I'm only 21, and I'm kind of feeling like this is a new beginning for me in a way, with this English song. So it means a lot. It means a lot, and I'm so thankful for it. Yeah.
I think it's your first time participating in the Latvian national final, if I'm not wrong. So, how does it feel to having that very very great feedback in your first time?
Yeah, the feedback, I think we're going to see how it's going to get, even more to which side, because we haven't had the live show yet. So it's going to be on the February 4th. So after that, we'll see. But for now, we only have released the song, and we're going, to the interviews, and people are listening to the song, and they're just like writing their feedback by after listening the song, or seeing me perform, I don't know, for example, at the television. Yeah. So after the 4th of February, we'll see.
I have to say, one of our mates, Paula, when she saw your Hello Eurorelinchu, she fell in love with you. Like she's so beautiful.
Thanks for the compliments. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
So nice.
I wanted to ask you if you are thinking about your staging in the Supernova, or you are not thinking about it yet.
Well, we actually started to think about everything as soon as I started to write the song, because it usually happens to me when I'm writing the song. I straight away think about, if I'm gonna have a video for this song, I already think about the ideas, and it's really important for me as an artist. Not always you kind of release the song with a music video, for example.
Mm-hmm.
but you still kind of think about those things because it's important. And the same thing goes with, things that kind of, if you're I don't know, you're gonna perform with the song anyway on stage, so you kind of have to think about those things while when you're writing the song. And we started to kind of get ready before we even knew that, like, I was in the semifinals for Supernova. So it kind of gave us, the first impulse to continue working. It straight away gave us like the easier kind of approach after we knew that we are in the semifinals, and we kind of already started the process. So now we're only like, pushing and working on it, and just making it better.
We
My
know
next question,
uh, you or me, Omar.
me first. We can
Okay.
follow this. My,
Sorry.
my next two questions was related to were related to your response. How was the build up for the build up for the show? How was how you started and to write it and to produce it, and what was the inspirations or the story that you want to tell?
Well, how we started to write a song, it was it was actually quite interesting because I had a reference, I would say, in my mind, and like the vision of the song, what I would like to hear in it, or the story, or the feeling that it would give to people while they're listening to the song. And I
Mm-hmm.
specifically kind of was thinking about those things. And then when we were starting to write the song, I was in a separate room thinking about how the song this should sound and everything around that. And then the producer just kind of called me in the studio because he was making like the first production kind of
Mm-hmm.
skits. So, and then I came in, and he showed me this first thing that he has done, and I was like, what the hell? Like, we had this kind of telepathic thing. Then I showed him like the reference that I had. It's like just like the rhythm of the song. That was like a specific thing for me this time with this vision. And I was like, how the hell is this even like possible? We didn't talk about it. So it kind of, happened. And it makes sense for me. If it happened like that, it's meant to be. So we kind of stick with that, and we went through with it, and just we're working on it. And for me, it was, for me, it's always very important to write songs about like true and honest things that every people and person would understand. Either those are feelings or things, or situations that happen in life. And yeah, I just maybe sometimes I'm kind of, I don't want to write about my own situations or my life stories because
Mm-hmm.
it's too personal maybe sometimes. But we all have those situations, and those feelings are understandable, and somehow I can either way make a story out of it, for example, and make it like realistic, and make it like, oh, I've been there and I've felt that, and I know what you're talking about. So, but this song, I'm specifically talking about the fact that when you're like alone or left alone in some moments in your life, you have to be able to keep your strength, and you must not lose like your sense of purpose or ability to stand up for yourself or the things that you are like convicted of, and and then you have to remember that we also have those, vulnerable and emotional moments, and in those moments, like, we are the persons whom we can trust the most at the end of the day. So the song is mainly about that I am my own person who's gonna push me forward at the end of the day, and nobody else. It doesn't
Mm-hmm.
matter if there's friend or a mother or a relative who is, being supportive and saying you can do it and you have to go further, yada yada yada. But at the end of the day, I'm the person who's making these decisions for myself.
Okay.
Nice.
So, Patricia, I have two questions in one. So, if Hush has to be a movie soundtrack, for what kind of movie would it be? And if Hush has to be a color, which color would it be?
I think I could straight away answer you with about the color. I don't know, I feel red, like the red color.
Mhm.
It's such a
Okay.
beautiful color. It like shows the strength, and it kind of, also it's like blood. We have every person has blood, so it's red color.
Mhm.
And if
Yeah.
it's like a human being thing. So the red color, I think, is the specific color that kind of pops into my brain when I'm thinking about song Hush, because yeah, the red color, it's beautiful. It's kind of scary. At the same time, it gives you the power and strength, and kind of you start believing in yourself. And actually, in European countries, we have this we have this thing for like protection. We
Mhm.
usually tie around our hand like a cotton string, which is also in red color, and it kind of protects you. So the red color, I think, is awesome. And the second question was,
If
if
your song
if
has to be in a movie
it was
soundtrack,
like for the movie, right? Yeah,
yeah.
interesting question actually. I think it would be something dramatic, a little bit intense, probably. Uh,
Mhm.
but also like something that gives you like this, inspiration. Yeah, definitely.
Dramatic and
Because I
intense,
usually
Titanic.
also love. No, but like also if you see a movie where somebody is struggling, and after the struggle he kind of wins, or gets
Oh,
past the
Okay.
struggle. Yeah, so this is the intense moment, and after that you get this winning moment, and I think this is inspiring for me, at least when I'm watching movies. So to see somebody who's also struggling and getting to to the goal that he's been trying to get, and I think that movie would be great. Something inspiring, and something really like true, because we all struggle some days, and we all go through hard times, and it's the reality of people.
Mhm. Uh, yes.
I'm going to ask you two questions as well. The first one is Latvia started in Eurovision in the year 2000. So, what's your favorite Latvian entry at Eurovision? And except Latvia, the second one, what song do you like from other countries in Eurovision as well?
Ooh, it's a tricky question actually. From Latvian people who've been in Eurovision in past few years, I have to think what pops into my mind actually, because of course we're always like watching the Eurovision and supporting our people who are going to Eurovision.
Mhm.
I'm thinking about, I don't know why, but something stuck with me about the carousel. Maybe strange because
Oh,
they were quite insignificant, I would say, in between all those other artists in that year when they were participating. But I really
Yeah.
liked the vibe that they gave. That simple vibe, that kind of chill, and also this like the true colors of a person. They were so calm and like realistic. I
mhm.
felt like, I could reach out to them at any time. Sometimes that is a thing that lacks in many artists, that feeling that like I can get to them, I can reach to them, and if I would be next to them, could I approach them? And with them, I kind of had that feeling that I could approach them and talk to them, and they would kind of be
Mhm.
happy about it, and they wouldn't mind.
Yeah.
But in general, from Eurovision, the first that pops into my mind, like that I really, really loved the performance and the song and everything, is Shum, the Ukrainian song.
Oh,
Oh,
Oh.
Yeah,
nice.
I really, really loved it because the folk and electronic mix is just amazing, and the singer was the voice. You have to, it's really hard to sing like the folk song in that way,
Mhm.
So this song was amazing. I really, really loved it. And also Lorraine, was it Lorraine? I don't
oh,
want to
Loreen
misspell
Euphoria,
the
yeah,
name. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Euphoria, definitely. It's always gonna be like, I think, most of people's favorite.
it is.
Talking about the Latvia's history, I think that I think that you feel a bit good to share the same space, the same contest with Latvian competitors that went to the Supernova in the recent years, like Kingspo, just repeating after 2016, and the next resident of in the Supernova plateau, Marcus Riva.
Yeah.
So I want to ask you if you are talked with some of the participants, if you talk with each other, and I'll put in a tricky position. If besides you, who you wants to see winning Supernova and going to Liverpool?
Well, it's a good question because I have an experience since I was like 10 years old of like 60 or 70 contests, like vocalist contests, which I have
Mm-hmm.
participated in. So I have a huge experience of that, and I have learned through this through this whole period of contests
Mm-hmm.
that I don't like being like oh, we're kind of competing, but I don't like this vibe. I want to enjoy,
Okay.
and no matter what the outcome is, we're
Just
doing the
enjoy the
thing that we
experience, no?
exactly. It's experience, and the other thing, when you're a nobody and you want to sing and you love to do it, you just have to go and do it because you have no other
Mm-hmm.
place to do it. When I was like 11, 12, 13, 14, I loved to sing, so I went to the vocalist contests and I just grew my experience. So
Mm-hmm.
after that, when I already understood that I would probably love to be a singer or a solo artist, I had this experience so I could move on and start doing something on my own. And by talking about like other contestants in Supernova, know most of them. Like they are my colleagues, they are my friends, and so
Mm-hmm.
it's a normal thing that we speak to each other because we have like the same places to be and perform all together on one stage.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't like these things like oh, you're gonna be worse than me, because those things happen to me in those vocalist contests where the kids are
Oh,
like that. They're kind of like, "Meh, you're not gonna win," or
yeah.
something like that. So I'm never like that, and I don't
Mm-hmm.
like it, and I don't stand by it, definitely not. So I enjoy, and I always try to be like supportive toward others, even though
Mm-hmm.
if we're competing at that moment or not. So because they are doing their thing, I'm doing the same thing actually, and it's not about like who's gonna win or who's better. We're just doing our thing. We're all singers, and that's our job mainly, and that's our lifestyle. And this is just the contest, like to get to Eurovision, for example. But it's also like a game of luck because people are gonna vote, and we don't know
Mm-hmm.
what the outcome is gonna be. But I think I haven't met them yet, so I think we're gonna meet towards the February of 4th, and then we'll see.
Mm-hmm.
But since I know them, most of them, uh, I don't have problem with any of them, and we're all like super like friendly, I think, and supportive.
But
Yeah.
that's a great attitude. That's because we follow also junior. We all also follow junior, and we saw in the eastern normally in the eastern countries that harsh attitude to the children to make thinking only in competition and not in enjoy that. It was really hard in that time. I think no.
I mean, yeah, when I was a kid, I participated also in this voice like selection before you actually go to the voice. So
Mm-hmm.
I also kind of experienced on my skin how it was there. It's a TV show and it's a huge one, and you have to get to the actual TV show.
Mm-hmm.
But before that, you're kind of in these selections and something like that, and it's also like kind of fabricated because people, they were changing like participants in places. So they changed, for example, me with another girl in places so she could go to the TV live shows in voice. So I didn't go. Basically,
Mm-hmm.
probably I would even go, but that's the reality of those shows and everything. It's kind of, a bit
Yes.
fabricated. So, and then after that, I participated in New Wave Junior. We have this thing in Latvia, and I also was in these selections, and I kind of stayed fourth after those three who went to the actual New Year the junior show. So yeah, it was at those times when you're a kid, you kind of course it makes you sad, but But I don't know, I'm
Hmm.
so thankful that my mother actually was teaching me to kind of take it in as an experience and take it in as an like a lesson to learn. And you're not supposed to always win. You don't have to win, you know. You have to do
Yes.
what you love the most, and you have to kind of through that inspire other people to try and do things that they also enjoy in life. So my main goal in life while being an artist is trying to also show people that, you know, we all have those things that we really enjoy doing. So we have to do it. And it's not about winning or you know, trying to kind of see who's better.
Hmm.
Yeah. So it gave me a huge experience, like, and I that's why these shows or contests, they kind of don't scare me, and I'm not scared of the results. Probably,
Hmm.
I'm just trying to do my best, of course, because you know it's taking my time and energy, and as an artist, I really want to do my best,
Hmm.
because otherwise, what's the meaning behind everything of it? But mostly I'm just yeah I'm trying to enjoy, I'm trying to be a better you know person or my version of myself, so for me
Hmm.
firstfully.
Mhm.
Nah, it's a nice message, Patricia, honestly.
Yeah. And if you have to choose or to say to somebody that is not participating right now or hasn't participated in Supernova, would which artist of Latvia would you choose in order to participate next year, for example?
Hmm. It's a tough question because you know we have so many artists that could go and could participate and could go also
Hmm.
straight to the Eurovision even without Supernova. But it's also like
Hmm.
the thing, you know, we have this voting and like the public is voting, and you never know what the public is gonna like. So it's a
Yeah.
tricky question. But for myself, it's actually really hard to answer this question because you know it also depends whether this person would love to do it or not. So I would respect that. You know,
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to say a name out loud. Maybe this person doesn't even want to think about the you know experience like that. So yeah.
Catherine told us in an earlier interview. Catherine Miller told us the same that Latvia, we don't in Spain we don't know so much about the Latvian scene, but she told us that in Latvia they have a lot of great singers, not only in the supernova atmosphere, just outside in another styles also.
Yeah, it's true. We have a lot of great singers, and the new ones are coming in like every year. You know, you see new faces and some performers and new singers who are actually really gifted. So they are great. But they also, you know, there's this thing about experience. Mostly,
Hmm.
you know, if it's a great singer or a gifted, talented singer, they lack this experience, and it's like an
Hmm.
important thing if you want to go and participate in a huge contest like Eurovision. You know, you have to think about those things, whether you're going to be ready, and even if you win Supernova and go to Eurovision, aren't you going to be too scared, you know, because you kind of have to. Yeah, I think it really it depends on the person and his experience.
I have a question. If you go to Liverpool, maybe you are going to uh, change all the staging you are thinking. I know you can tell us like
Too much.
explicitly. So and if you are gonna change it, or if you are gonna scale it up.
We'll see. I don't want to, you know, run in front of a time because we don't know yet who's gonna. We
Okay.
have to get into the Supernova finals at first. That's the first goal, you know. After that,
Mhm.
we'll see. But for now, we're preparing a great performance. I think for me, it's great, and it gives me like this feel of power, and like I'm feeling confident in what we have on stage and what we're gonna have on stage. So
Mhm.
um, I just want to feel comfortable and also give people this, you know, as I was talking previously, I love to be true and honest as I can be. And, you know, it also, if I'm going to make a show, I don't want to make it as, you know, oh, you're looking and, oh, it doesn't feel real, or it doesn't feel like, you know, I don't feel it as
Hmm.
it kind of So for me, it's really important to kind of, even if it's a performance with dancing or whatever it is, to make it as like understandable for people and to make it like emotionally so reachable, so yeah, so it gives the right feeling for people. So
Yeah.
for me, it's very important.
And has any of the older participants give you any advice in order to participate in the Supernova?
Well, I can actually, you know, it's not a secret. Before I actually, was thinking about participating in Supernova as an, like a contester, or what would you say, as an solo artist by
Yeah.
myself. I previously was participating as a back vocalist for other artists. So I had this experience already with Supernova, and then since 2016, I was usually in Supernova helping somebody other with singing and backstage or on stage as a back vocalist. So it was also a great experience actually for that. And then in 2019, I was presenting my first single, "Es Marguta," in Supernova as a guest.
I love that
And
song.
after that, a lot of
I
people,
remember that.
thank you very
Yes.
much. And after that performance as a guest, a lot of people who are probably Eurovision fans were texting me that I should participate. And, those years went by and I kind of was thinking about it. And I felt kind of inspired by them to try at least and participate in Supernova. So this year I kind of felt, I think this is the year and we're gonna try. So there I am. So this is my experience with Supernova, and that's why I probably feel kind of comfortable, I would say, being there and by having this chance to be, on the stage as one of the participants.
Uh, a bit of trolling question, because you told that you went to Supernova as backing vocalist, and I think that years that you told me was the maybe one of the last years of one of the big mascots of Eurovision, that it was Supernova. We in the international fandom, we love it, that beaver in the interludes of the interludes of the shows. How was the thinking of Lavi about this character?
The character, which character?
Beaver
The
Beaver.
Nova,
Beaver the
the
Beaver
beaver.
that appears on the Supernova intervals, because we fell in love.
Yeah.
So you're talking about the song that I was presenting, right? The Es
No. We are
Marguta,
No,
asking.
my
no,
We are
no,
first.
asking
no,
of
no,
the
no.
mascot. We are asking of the mascot of the Supernova, until I think that lo diré. We asking for the mascot of Supernova, the Beaver Nova, that he appeared until I think 2018. I remember that when in the
Yeah,
interludes in the
like the puppet
the
of the
puppets.
show.
What is that you're talking
I'm
about?
going to.
I
I'm
actually
going to.
don't
I am
don't
searching it. I am
think I
searching
We
it.
can
understand.
we can pick a photo,
Yes,
Yeah,
David.
David
I
is
Okay.
am.
going to put a photo.
I'm going to put a photo. Is that
Maybe in Latvia have
the
another.
name of the
Maybe in
archive is Riga dash Beaver dash Supernova. This one.
Oh,
Oh, this
No
one.
way. How is the name? How is the name in Latvian? Because we call it internationally Supernova.
Like beaver, so we call it in Latvia bebrs.
Ah,
Bevers.
Bevers. Okay, I remember.
Bebrs. Yeah, I didn't understand that. I even forgot that we had this thing. Yeah.
Some of the fans that we like these kinda quirky things we cannot forget.
Yeah, well,
But
for me,
was
those quickie things sometimes in Latvia is too much, because they think that it's funny, but actually for some people, it's like it's not actually that funny. It's kind of cringy. So that's probably why I
yeah.
didn't remember even what you're talking about. But now when I saw the picture, of course I remembered because I was there actually when the beaver one was on the stage and he was making all
Yeah.
those jump waves and crazy
Yeah.
beaver. But yeah, it's an interesting, also attitude how to gain this interest of other people to this contest, Supernova. But yeah, well, it was funny. It was definitely
Now,
something.
now a more serious question, and last one for myself. Besides all that can happen in Supernova and even in Eurovision, just in case, what will be your future plans for your career? Maybe album, touring through Latvia, maybe touring through Europe.
Definitely. Well, for me as an artist, I think for any artist, it's a really special moment when you release a album, which is
Mm-hmm.
physical album that you can take in your hands and see and smell, and open up, and there's a CD and you can put it in. So, since childhood, I was always a big fan of DVDs and CDs, and I was
Mm-hmm.
mostly listening music through CDs. So I really enjoy this specific moment of CD when you take it out, put it in, and then listen to the album. So for me as an artist, yeah, the album, the physical one, would be my dream come true, definitely. But now we
Mm-hmm.
have to see just how everything rolls and goes after this hush thing.
Mm-hmm.
And a tour would be great, but yeah, I think tour, album, and new singles, and not stopping, just going
Mm-hmm.
further.
Maybe for Unai, do you have any last question?
No,
Okay.
no, you can continue.
So, firstly, thank you for gave us time to interview you. First, secondly, if you wanna say something to all of your fans around Latvia and around Europe, and I know that you have international fans, so maybe
Mm-hmm.
you can say any words to them.
Problem, yeah.
Well, I want to say to everybody who's listening to Patricia's song and supporting me, I just want to say how thankful I am for you all, because it means a lot. Actually, it means a lot. These first years I was like releasing songs in Latvian, and I thought, oh, who would understand? But then I understood that there are actually people abroad outside of Latvia who are also listening to Latvian songs, and that kind of gave me this, believing in myself that, you know, it doesn't matter actually in which language you write a song. The music is the universal language. So, and that's the best thing about music and doing what I do. And hopefully, I'm gonna meet some of those fans who are somewhere else in the world soon. And yeah, it's just wild, and I have to take it in because it's also a new experience for me when now I have to talk with a lot of people who are not from Latvia, and they are from so many different places. So it's amazing. It's just wow. Thank you very much, yeah, for the support.
So I'm going to switch to Spanish to close the recording. Okay. So, bueno, pues damos las gracias a Patricia por haber venido con nosotros, nuestra favorita del Supernova, por supuesto. Y bueno, esperamos veros próximamente en contenidos extra y recordad todos los martes a las 9, Eurorelinchu en directo en el Twitch y YouTube de Relinchu TV.
Y seguirnos por todas las redes sociales.
Sí, por las redes sociales, por favor.
Aquí
Bueno,
abajo, chicos.
chao.
Follow,
Chao.
hasta la vista, adiós.